For today, we are planning to take some career placement tests. And while you do that, we're going to have one-on-one opportunities for office hours with Karin. So please, I guess, reflect on the whole sprint and think of any questions that you might have. Since this is our last session, it will be very helpful for you to jump in one of those office hours and get any questions out of the way. We'll also go into a 4-year plan template and a sample plan and post-sprint next steps that you might be able to take depending on where you are in your high school journey. And lastly, we'll ask you to fill out a sprint feedback survey. So a little bit for logistics. So when we do have those 5-minute time slots with Ms. Moffitt, please keep an eye out in your Zoom chat or raise your hand like indicated on the right in your Zoom participants page so that you can hop into the designated breakout room when our host invites you to. So right now we're gonna place you guys into breakout rooms and you want to discuss these 2 questions on the screen right now. And this is relevant to your week 4 homework that you just completed and should have submitted to Clara. So first question is, what are some interesting scholarship opportunities that you found? And if you are willing to share, I guess, your thought process for when you were filling out your costs and benefits chart between your chosen schools and the financial aid calculators that we asked you to do. Please share that thought process with our coaches who are in the breakout rooms and also your other peers.
So you can put in that letter your email that you're talking about, and for Jasmine and Gavin and your follow-up emails too, give your teacher what basically you would like them to write in your letter of recommendation. They might tweak it, but it does give them some ideas. Sometimes they're writing, 5, 6 letters of recommendation a night, and they want to do a good job, and you can say something in your email that will tweak, that will remind them of something that you did in class. When I mentioned tweak, you might use some adjectives or some words or some nouns that they'll think of something else. It just helps them write that letter. Does that make sense? So Jasmine's writing her email to her teacher to ask, and what I'm trying to get across to you is that you each have more control with those letters of recommendation than maybe you think you do. So in that email or a follow-up email, be sure to literally kind of write the letter of recommendation. Dear Dr. Hickernell, I hope in your letter of recommendation, you might include that I generally drive the conversation in class, or when we were discussing grapes of wrath, I took a specific interest in the connection between this and that. Does that make sense? You want to give your teachers really specific examples because the colleges want specific examples. They don't want just adjectives.
So really quickly, we don't have much time. Please, I guess, drop your results into the chat. And I guess if you want to, you can answer the questions of, were you surprised by anything that you saw? And if you think these results fit with your current self. But yeah, just feel free to put anything in the chat if you feel like you want to share. If not, we're going to go to our last portion of today's workshop, which is introducing a sample 4-year plan. This is something that you will find very helpful in college life. So it's really good to get started as a high schooler, learning how to plan your coursework, your exams, extracurricular activities, and any advising. So here I provided you with a template, and this template is linked in our slideshow, which will be uploaded actually, I don't think it will be uploaded to Kyros.